He agreed to it on the condition that I don't jump on whatever you guys say. I reassured him that I have done too much work to buy into whatever explanation a group of anonymous people come up with. So here it goes. Everything I remember, as accurately as I possibly can. Morning. Wake up. Parents asleep on the bed, sister in sleeping bag next to me. Pull my snowsuit and snowshoes on. Go outside for walk through woods. Sun shining bright off the pure white snow. Get walking. Clean smell, crisp cold air, crunching of snow beneath my feet. Stick to trail, not too far. Reach tree with blue marker nailed into it, go off trail to the right. Copse of trees, little snow fort sister and I built. Go inside snow fort. Add little things to it. Fridge and storage areas. Make beds a little nicer and smoother. Good work. Start making snowballs to pelt my sister with. Feel the cold snow between my now unloved fingers. Carefully craft the perfect snow spears. Wrong. Something feels wrong. Bad smell. Rotting animal? Snow crunch. Think sister. Snow crunch again. Noise not coming from direction of trail or cabin. Crunch. Smell gets worse. Dead silent. No animals. Nothing. Smell. Crunch. Crawl out of snow fort. Crunch. Silence. Laugh, not me. Not laugh, but sounds like laugh. Can breathe. Smell. Crunch. Behind me. Turn. Laugh, not me. Paralyzed. Horror, can see it, right in front of me, don't want to see it. Blank. 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 Running. Branches hitting me, cutting cheek. Fingers ice cold. Numb. Crunch, laugh, not me, smell. Behind me. Scream. Running. Cabin. Crime, screaming, running. Cabin door open. Parents run out, sister too. Grab me, hold me. What's wrong, what's wrong, what's wrong? Can talk. Crime. Laugh, not laugh, behind me, crunch, crunch, crunch. Parents, sister, look up scream. Blank. Blank. Screaming. Yelling. Inside cabin now. Two laughs, not laughs, outside. Bang on door. Bang. Bang. Smell. Laugh. Not laugh. Screaming. Parents, guns. Click, click. Safety's off. Dad, fuck what fuck get away warning shoot you fuck fuck. Mom, tears shouting, can't hear. Sister, screaming. Me, numb numb. Laugh not laugh. Smell. Banging. Blank blank blank. Outside, running. Gunshots, bang bang bang. Screaming not us. Gunpowder smell. Bad smell. Angry screaming not us. Car door open. In car. Driving away fast. Parents sister me, screaming crying yelling. Me not want to look, must look. See cabin. One figure. Person, not person. Was two figures. Two persons not persons. One gunshots. Driving. Me angry screaming less not us. Blank. So that's my story /x/. From what I can tell there was one at first, then another must have shown up either before or after we made it to the cabin. I think my parents managed to kill one of them, or at least seriously injured it since I only saw one when we were driving away and it sounded angry. I can remember what they looked like exactly, other than they looked like people, but weren't. The exact features are lost in the blanks. They weren't people. I know that. If we were attacked by people, my parents wouldn't have been so goddamn scared. And there were both very distinguished and respectable police officers who retired with the respect of everyone they worked with. If someone attacked us, they would have reported it. Even if they killed one of them, it was self-defense. I don't know what the fuck they were, I'm still trying to remember, but I don't know if I ever will. There were two laughs outside the cabin. Sorry, if I didn't make the distinction that there were two different laughs instead of one that repeated twice. I can remember seeing two at some point as well, but I don't really recall when. The blanks make it tough. Maybe when my parents were shooting them? I don't know. If I get through more of the blanks I'll come back here to update. Though since it took 4 years to get that much, I wouldn't expect an update for a while.
If OP is still here, could tell us if they looked like this?
Fuck. I don't know whether to hate you or thank you for this. The mouth. The fucking mouth. It smiled at me. It fucking smiled at me. In the video, when it was screaming at the lady, the shape of the mouth, the teeth. It's hitting something. I can see it smiling. I can see it smiling. I can see it screaming. Fuck, why can't I see past the mouth? There's something there on the edge of it. I've read plenty on skinwalkers, and while there are definite similarities, nothing struck home as a definite yes. Alright, I just called Doc after hitting on the mouth and he helped calm me down and guide me through it. If the recollection is especially strong as this one was, I freak out and can deal with it on my own. I was able to see the mouth clearly, and now after Doc's help I was able to see what was on the edge of it. The lips. The lips were blood red. Damn, I knew going to you guys with this was a good idea. Not much of, I mean, how can there be in so short of time? I worked for 16 hours yesterday, went home, slept for about 5 hours, and now I'm back at work for 8. The breakthrough I had last night with remembering the mouth, I saw it in my dreams last night. I was able to see the teeth and remember them when I woke up. Despite the other guy not being me, he was kind of right. They were like shark's teeth. They were sharp, and in rows. 4 to 6 rows? Something like that. Unlike a shark, they were clean. Eerily clean. Just pure white like the snow. And they were all perfectly positioned. Not a single one was crooked or missing. They were perfect teeth. I'm back. I promised an update. Here it is. I confronted my family. We talked. I remember everything and wish I could go back to forgetting. That's it. Sorry guys.
Will you tell us about it, or is it too much for you?
It's hard. The thing is that my family has been dealing with the events of the day and the things they saw for the last 16 years. They still had real trouble even forming words to describe things. It's all new to me and I can't touch too close to certain parts without, well, dissolving into a mess. These creatures, when you looked into their eyes, you saw things. Things you can't imagine, don't want to imagine. Things you can't. Just can't. I can't.
Can you at least give us the rundown of events? Not asking for super detailed stuff, but I was in the original thread, and I'd like to at least know the chain of events.
I went into the forest. I was at the snow fort when the smell hit me. I could hear something moving. Went outside the fort, looked, and there it was not 5 feet from me. It was smiling at me. Red lips, and lots of sharp pointed teeth. Its skin was dark. Not black, just dark. The eyes were green. I fell back, startled. That's when I looked into its eyes. I went into some sort of trance state and I saw things. Horrible, evil, awful things. When I hit the ground the trance broke. I wasn't falling for 5 seconds, but it felt like I was in that trance for years. I don't think it realized that I had come out of the trance. I got up and ran back to that cabin. It laughed that fucking laugh and chased me. Remember how I said I cut my cheek on a branch? That wasn't it. A second one of these things was waiting on the trail. I ran past it and it made a casual grab for me. The fingers on the hand were like knives and split the skin on my cheek so easily. I reached the cabin. My family was outside. They were asking me what was wrong when they saw those things come out of the trees. My dad picked up my sister and I with one arm each and ran to the cabin. He slammed the door shut and locked it, and he and my mom got their guns out. They were as scared as my sister and I were. They had no idea what the fuck these things were. We could hear them outside, laughing and banging on the door. They each put a few rounds through the door. And still that fucking laughter was there. Still the door was banging. No one noticed it wasn't banging as hard, as fast as before. That's when the window shattered from behind us. One of them had gone around the back and broken through it while the other had us distracted at the door. It slipped in. I don't know how else to describe it, it moved like a snake made of smoke. The fucking thing laughed and the one outside laughed. My parents said they looked into its eyes and they went into the trance like I did. While they were frozen, the other came around and slipped through the window as well. This one caught my sister's gaze and she was lost. They didn't seem to need to keep eye contact to hold the trance, it was just one look and it was done. Both of them were now moving toward us while I didn't want to go back and see that again. They didn't move fast now, it was like they knew it was over and had no need to hurry. I remembered how falling had jolted me up, so I shoved my dad as hard as I could from behind and he fell forward onto his knees. That was enough. He shouted at me to get the door as he grabbed my mom and sister. The gentlest shove broke them out and we were running out to the car. The creatures were moving faster now and came after us. They were still doing that laugh, right up until my dad turned around and shot one of them. He shot 3 times and I turned my head back to see one of them go down. The one that was still standing looked angry and screamed so horribly it made their laugh seem natural. We managed to get into the car and my dad just floored it. I looked back and the thing was still standing next to its fallen friend? Brethren? And still it screamed as we drove away. And that's how it ended. That's what happened. I won't go into any more detail than I did, it was hard enough to write what I got out. Thanks for listening. A little background to start. I work as a topographer/tracker for a local group in Colorado and Wyoming. My job consists of surveying areas and mapping out common game trails and popular places for herds to gather for hunting and ecological purposes. When I'm out, I'm mostly on an ATV until I find a game trail, which then I map out on foot. When I'm going long distances, I stop at outposts that have been set up along the trail to refuel and rest for the night, or go to one case of hazardous weather. I've seen some things that have made me question what's out there, such as mutilated deer, bull elks torn in half, holes dug through the fresh body of animals from the inside out. While seeing things like this is unsettling, I usually shrug them off as some kind of nasty parasite or bear attack. The thing that made me wonder whether or not I was up against something much bigger didn't happen till recently while near the Wyoming/Colorado border in between outposts in the first week of December. To start, it was snowing fairly lightly, kinda spitting really. The pines stopped most of the snow falling on me while I was walking back to my ATV. While it was snowing lightly, the layer on the ground was at least a foot deep off trail, making it pretty difficult to move or be quiet while lumbering through it. I got on the ATV and drove about a half-mile up the trail, almost crossing over into Wyoming, when I noticed another trail that looked freshly made. When I got off the ATV I noticed some small droplets of blood in the snow